Thank you, and good morning everybody. I've come with a bit of a presentation, but I'm not sure how much I'll refer to it. The subject of belonging is really important to what we are doing at the Bread and Butter Project, and I'm very proud to have the responsibility of leading that team. The Bread and Butter Project was founded by Paul Allen, who's one of the owners of fastBREAK Bakery, after going to Mae Sot on the border of Thailand and Burma and helping a religious group put together a bakery in a refugee camp so that they could sell bread into a town nearby and provide work and employment for people in the refugee camp. Paul came back to Australia, thought, why don't I do something here? And after discussing it with several friends, decided to create what he came to learn was a social enterprise. Essentially, Paul and his partner gifted what would have been the wholesale business for Bourke Street Bakery, which had the potential to be a very significant business, to the social enterprise. It's a massive gift. The intention of the enterprise is that we sell bread into the market against Sonoma, Brasserie Bread, Lux, Infinity of hand-shaped sourdoughs to raise money to pay for traineeships and employment for refugees and asylum seekers. So we identify potential refugees who have got the ability to go into traineeships in Australia. We employ them on a full-time adult wage, not a traineeship or an apprentice wage, and we give them a year of training in hand-shaping of artisan sourdough. They also do a TAFE certificate too in parallel to that, and at the end of the year we find them work in the industry that they want to work in. And we've just graduated our first 2 trainees recently. Why refugees, and why is that relevant to the sense of belonging? Paul and Dave looked at a number of different groups that they could help in Australia, in Sydney particularly, and they came to the conclusion that the refugee community, though there's a lot of agencies and so forth supporting them, didn't have a lot of pathways to work, particularly sustainable employment. They're people who have been disenfranchised, they've lost hope, they've had to escape their homes, they've lost any sense of belonging. They've fled, they've come to Australia, they've been put into camps, they've been run through a process, and finally after a few years here they might get a letter saying that you've now got a protection visa and you can stay in Australia. English isn't their first language. English literacy is in reading and writing is definitely a challenge for them. Numeracy is a challenge for them. They struggle to find work. So we've created an environment where they not only get to work and learn a skill, but we provide English as a second language tutors that is free to them. So we identify what it is they need to develop. We can help them with their TAFE learning so that through that they're empowered, they get knowledge, they've got income. They work in an environment that's obviously supportive and accepting of them, and by doing so we give them confidence. And the greatest gift that we are bringing to them is that they then have hope. They have hope for their future, not just for themselves, but also their families. If you can give someone a career, they are then able to believe that they've got a future in Australia, and we take them out of this cycle of, I suppose, isolation and not really being able to identify outside of possibly their own family or their own ethnic community into a broader environment where they actually get the opportunity to work with other people from different genders, different ages, different backgrounds. They become part of not just the Bread and Butter Project, but the broader Australian dream. One thing that is amazing about the refugee community is that every single one of them comes here with an incredible amount of hope. And what we're trying to do is help them realise that. And if we can help them realise their dreams, then they will become part of us and they'll have a wonderful time belonging to the broader Australian community. Thank you for my time.